It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lusaka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, New Zealand Foreign Minister Murray McCully meets Fijian government. American partner pulls out a casino project. And Fiji sends a strong message for EU EPA talks. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. The New Zealand Foreign Minister Murray McCully met with the Fijian Foreign Affairs Minister Ratuinoke Kumbombola in Suva this morning. The second discussion this year included cross-country cooperation between Fiji and New Zealand. Chanel Sivan caught up with him today.
This visit by New Zealand Foreign Minister Murray McCully follows the announcement by Australia and New Zealand of the lifting of all sanctions against Fiji. McCully arrived in the country today and met his counterpart, Ratuinoke Kumbombola. The visit provided an opportunity to discuss bilateral issues concerning the two countries as well as regional and global issues. The 2013 general elections was high on the agenda.
Very quickly, are you satisfied with the electoral process in Fiji?
Well, it's not for us to be satisfied. I'm impressed with the progress that is being made. I know that a large number of people have been appointed to key elections roles recently. We know that there's a lot of pressure on to get the logistics tidy in time, and we're obviously recognising the progress that we've seen by lifting the sanctions as we did some weeks ago.
He says there has been significant movement towards elections and a team from New Zealand will continue to assist the Fijian Elections Office in logistics and recruitment of staff. Curley also met Attorney General and Minister for Elections, Aya Sayed Kayum.
AG obviously plays a key role in the elections process, and I want to reinforce New Zealand's commitment to supporting the work that he leads. But I also want to talk to him as Trade Minister. We're entering a very interesting phase in the discussions about areas like PACER Plus, like regional labour mobility as well.
McCurley is in the country for 2 days. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Pacific ACP countries need to band together to make a single, unified decision over the Economic Partnership Agreement with the European Union. This was the message from Trade Minister Said Kayum as PACP Trade and Fisheries Ministers begin a 2-day meeting in Suva. Edwin Nund reports.
Trade Minister Said Kayum spoke frankly, saying the EU has for a decade been heavy-handed with the Pacific ACP.
When negotiations resumed in 2012, the EU has failed in giving us an agreement better than the interim EPA, as promised in 2007, but has made more demands in pushing us to agree to what is on the table or go back to the interim EPA.
These ministers have to come up with a solution, a final push as it were, to secure the Economic Partnership Agreement before the European Parliament elections and the appointment of a new Trade Commissioner. Sayed Kayum says some crucial decisions need to be made, such as possibly suspending negotiations until the EU elections.
Fiji will not be a party to an agreement that may provide us with short-term market access but have long-term negative impact on our development aspirations.
The EU has also used its aid to the Pacific ACP region as a bargaining tool during EPA talks.
Compared to the aid for trade provided to the African and Caribbean states, there is no question that the Pacific gets inadequate, if not the smaller share.
The Economic Partnership Agreement is simply a trade agreement, but political provisions within the EPA are getting in the way.
These provisions in the EPA are skewed in favor of the EU, who are the judge, jury and executioner, if you like, in determining whether there is a violation of the political provisions and have the freedom to invoke illegal trade sanctions in response.
Papua New Guinea's decision to sign the EPA in 2009 was also mentioned this morning. PNG is an observer at the meeting in Suva. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
A Native American tribe group well known for its involvement in casino programs in the US has pulled out from a partnership with 100 Sands Limited, the developers of Fiji's first casino. Akusita Tale has the details.
The $290 million project will not in any way be affected by the changes at the board level. In December 2011, 100 Sands issued a statement saying it was partnering with the Snoqualmie tribe from the state of Washington and Seventh Generation LLC, a Native American company. It said it was enhancing its casino gaming experience, the development of social and economic initiatives to benefit local Fijians, and to further develop cultural and tribal ties between Native Americans and Fijians.
They manage the money very well, putting it into the education of children, and their programs like that are really well done. So we still are working with them in a management style, because there's going to be a lot of money that is going to be made from the casino that's going to be going into community programs.
The project was delayed several times after groundbreaking ceremony on Denarau Island in Nadi in April 2012. The project has since moved to a new site of the island and incurred heavy fines with the government for delays in construction. There is no explanation as to why the Native American tribes pulled out.
Being in the past now, we're moving forward and everything is, and the government's been great working with us and helping us through these situations. So we're moving forward, and that's the most important thing to focus on now.
Excavation work at the new site is underway.
This opens an opportunity for large groups to come, and also the casino element is attractive because it gives them something to do and makes it a wonderful destination for these large groups.
The casino is expected to have a 1,500-seat convention center with a performing arts section that will bring in international entertainers. It's expected to be completed in the next 18 to 24 months. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The trustees of the Fiji Cancer Society have drafted a new constitution and their first code of conduct. Although the financial affairs of the society are finally being sorted out, trustee Madam Nazat Shamim says they're making unusual discoveries as they go along. Ellen Stolz has more.
It's not all bad news for the Fiji Cancer Society. The trustees have been able to map a way forward, a new constitution and a code of conduct. What's taking time, though, is the audit.
It's very difficult to do an audit if you can't find payment vouchers to justify payments from the bank statements. You can't identify receipts which justify deposits into the bank accounts. So, in effect, money is going in and coming out without any kind of line of documentation to explain what this was all about.
The Society's numerous bank accounts were all frozen last year, but even then, another one's been found which was still active. The external auditors KPMG have been looking into this since last year. The audit didn't just look at finances. It found a lack of governance, oversight, and lack of proper structure to control the Society's operations.
The Society hasn't had a code of conduct, not that we could find. We've asked about it, we've inquired about it, but we couldn't find a code of conduct. So we have been informed that there is none.
Madam Shamim also revealed that the Western branch of Fiji Cancer Society has never had an audit done, nor has the head office in Suva looked into its affairs.
With the new draft constitution and the code of conduct expected to set the Society's affairs in order, the Fiji Cancer Society is looking forward to holding its annual general meeting as soon as possible. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Coming up, Dr. Chico Loveni appointed Lao Provincial Council Chair.
Old on Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. Mirchi FM it's hot.
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks and records.
Nalika #1 station है Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in Nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग Mirchi FM रोज सुनता है.
Mirchi FM Dago Mama.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Talita na radio Fijuan na mwirani nonda bunua.
Ando talita kana borrongo na radio Fijuan singa toka mbole tani station ni Alumatu.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na radio Fijuan station ni Alumatu ilo toka.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na radio Fijuan na mandi na station ni Alumatu.
Au tungo korbo. Ando borrongo lebe na station ni Alumatu na radio Fijuan.
Ando borrongo na radio Fijuan na station ni Alumatu na mandoi tele.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Western Division has recorded the highest number of complaints against police officers in the first quarter of this year. A total of 71 complaints against police officers and 23 complaints were against the services provided. Speaking at the Commissioner's first quarter parade in Lautoka this afternoon, Assistant Police Commissioner Ravi Narayan says this is a big concern and such officers have no room in the organization. He has warned all officers to pull up their socks or they will be removed from the force. Complaints have come from neglect in writing down reports, failing to follow it up, no feedback, and most especially assaults on suspects. 4 men from Saunaka village in Nandi received certificates for their efforts to capture 2 of the 6 suspects that broke into a daily shop along Matinta on Sunday. Government Shipping's new landing barge has been assigned to the northeast shipping route in Vanolevu. It was built to address the development needs of our maritime islands. Savara Tambua has more.
The new landing barge will leave Suva for Malau Port in Lambasa on Sunday before sailing to Undu West and other parts of Sangani. The US $2.6 million landing barge carries up to 20 people.
What we would more or less emphasize is if people could use this service so that it could give us an indication of the volume of cargo and also the passenger travels in between these ports.
The inaugural voyage also gives the ministry a chance to inspect the new franchise route. It will also assist them to help evaluate the need to have a fixed shipping franchise service for that part of Vanuatu.
This trip here is more or less, it's also a fact-finding mission for us to ensure that the true value of to determine the true value of that cost.
The barge, which has been built to overseas standards, is also expected to serve maritime islands not covered in the northeast zone. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
The La Provincial Council is very concerned about the low education level in its province. Members of the council meeting believe the Education Act needs to be urgently reviewed in order to find a solution to this growing problem. The council says most schools on the island lack teachers and is one of the main reasons for the increasing rural to urban drift.
It's unfortunate that, to my view, going back to the island, there's a lot of change. There's a downfall in education in Laos, especially in small islands.
Senior Education Officer Peter Devakilangi says the ministry is waiting for the Solicitor General's office to respond to the review of the Education Act. And Jamie joins us now with sports.
Good evening in sports tonight. Bar remains unbeaten in the OFC Champions League after recording its second win today, and Fiji's top female achiever appointed chef de mission to Rio Olympics. Details after the break.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM. Today FM rocks in the story, and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telev.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo! Today FM is the most popular station in the scene.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Bulan 2 saya Tolu FM, number 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM number 2 in Nosor.
Go etabo ke boto kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM number 2 Korbu.
Bula FM number 2 Sawa.
Bula FM number 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Number 2 Bula FM member.
Bula FM
number 2 NSR in Singapore.
Tali tak ada warung ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warung Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. Fiji's newly appointed chef de mission to the 2015 Pacific Games and the Rio Olympics, Kathy Wong, wants to lift our athletes' performance. The renowned physiotherapist is eyeing next year's Pacific Games as a solid build-up to the world's biggest athletics meet in 2016. Talenda Vakavaka reports.
They can give us one spot for a...
Kathy Wong's extensive background in sports made her the likeliest contender for the post of chef de mission to the Port Moresby Games and Rio Olympics. The 2013 International Olympic Committee's Women in Sport recipient says a big challenge lies ahead in getting our athletes up to par with regional counterparts.
To jump from third, fourth level to first level is a huge ask. You can't do that in 1 year. That takes at least 4 to 6 years of preparation down the line. So for us to go from third position to first position, preparation should have started with 6 years ago. So what I see my role in is just improving the standard and really producing a happy and a spirit-free game for Fiji.
Wong will be meeting with sporting federations this weekend to outline a strategic plan for Port Moresby.
And after that meeting, we will map out ways that we can really come up in the medal tally. And one of the things that I really, when we meet up with the section managers and the coaches once they're appointed, is to realistically look at our gold medal, silver medal and bronze medal tally and ways that we can actually, they've already started their preparation, how we can facilitate and progress that preparation to the next level to get it up.
Fiji is looking to send an estimated 521 athletes to the Games next year. Wong will have a work cut out for her in identifying our strongest medal contenders for the Pacific Games. FBC Sports.
The Vodafone 4R Electrical Mba football team is close to booking its semi-final berth of the OFC Champions League. The Men in Black grabbed their second consecutive win, this time thumping Vanuatu's Tafea FC by 4-0 at Govan Park. As Elaine McDonald reports, they're only just warming up.
Good Lawrence finding us here, Vakata to Matthew Donadamu and on goal.
It was 0-0 at half-time until bar striker Matthew Dunandamu broke the deadlock and found the net twice for the Men in Black.
His daddy away from home and Osea Vakatalasau again Matthew following through.
Raking up 4 goals at home without conceding any points either also proves Bar is truly hard to beat at home.
And in that big credited in the 37th minute.
We are proud of the boys, listened to the instructions well and used the tactics well to score these 4 goals, and we are very proud of the way they performed out here today.
For Tafea, their only hope now is to ensure a win against AS Magenta in their next match.
We just lost our strategy on the second half. We played well on the first half. We focus on what we did, or focus on what we saw, on what we plan to do. But second half, when we come and correct something we still missing to put in the second half, then I think the boys forgot about what we told yesterday, training, especially today's strategy to play. They forgot what we did. But I know it's very difficult to win.
Bar's next match is in 2 days' time, and that's just enough to get new strategies organized.
We will decide on afterwards because we will sit down and with the management and the players, and then we will decide on our next move for the next game, because remember it is after 2 days, so 2 days is a lot of time to think. At present we cannot think what we are going to do. With a clear mind, a cool mind, then we will be able to think our approach to the last game.
The Men in Black are on a roll, and with Hikari United up next on Sunday, who knows what the hosts will dish out for their visitors.
The flag stay down and the goal will be credited.
Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, in the second match of the day, AS Magenta held 10-men Hikari United to a 2-2 draw. The result keeps the hopes of both teams alive for now. Here are the goals.
So, launched in. Good jump by Devon Yaba! The 10 men have taken the lead. Nigel Devon Yaba. Moment. Juane's ball in. It's a good one. Oh, Bertrand Kai needs a target. It's a good cross. A chance. And Hikari are back in front. Over it goes. Oh, it's off the line. Magenta are looking.
The stage is set for the start of the Fiji Bitter Nawaka Sevens. Big pool openers are set to kickstart the two-day tournament at Prince Charles Park in Nandi tomorrow. Games begin from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Defending champions, the Westfield Dragons, face Vomo Blues. Warden's Gold, a tournament favourite, will have new clubs to suss out. The team organizers believe will turn heads this weekend is the Asawa Stingers, which is a side put together by National Sevens coach Ben Ryan and Paul Mbu. Strong challengers will also come from the Hideaway Hurricanes, which is also another top side with Red Rock. Cricket's Lao Conference qualifiers are now over and focus for teams has shifted to the Easter Cricket Championship. Games begin from Monday with Suva's Albert Park set to host the week-long event. After qualifying for the Easter Games, the Modi cricket side is working hard to win the Crompton Cup next week, but it won't be an easy task with defending champs, the Suva Warriors, vowing to keep a firm grip on the silverware.
We can get this trophy back to our village. As we on 2012 we brought the trophy to the village, and I thought this year we're gonna bring it back to our village.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
ANZ China today opened its sub-branch in the Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone. This will help customers take advantage of the opportunities expected to come with China's financial market liberalization. Speaking at the opening, ANZ Chief Executive Officer Mike Smith says Asia is on track to dominate global financial markets by 2030, with Shanghai becoming a global financial center. Under the FTZ's current framework, the sub-branch will offer a range of banking products and services. These include trade finance, foreign exchange, commodity finance and cash management in both foreign and local currencies to ANZ China's customer base of large Chinese and multinational companies. By the time now, what's happening, Jen?
Well, Jackie, I'm sure the very gloomy weather we had this morning was a sign of what was to come. We had cloudy morning weather for most centres before the showers and thunderstorms took over. Savu might have been caught unaware, though. They enjoyed sunny weather this morning. Well, our talk is the coolest today. The Sugar City is at 29 degrees Celsius. Suva, Nandi Bar and Lambasa are at 31, while Savu is the warmest at 32. Our forecast shows more rain and clouds tomorrow. A strong wind warning is now in force as well for all southern Lao waters. South to northeast winds are set at 20 to 25 knots and will become predominantly easterly tomorrow. Mariners take heed, rough seas are in order. Now, with all the unpredictable conditions we've experienced recently, this photo seems appropriate. From the sudden bursts of rain to this shot of the glaring sun at Necesse. Spend a few minutes looking at the real thing without blinking, and you'll end up wearing glasses like me.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines once again. New Zealand Foreign Minister Murray McCully meets Fijian government. American partner pulls out of casino project, and Fiji sends a strong message for EU-EPA talks. To our poll question for this week, we're asking, should there be price control on the rental of residential properties? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's News for tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow. Good evening.
देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC is number 1 in Singatoka.
मैं लंबासा के निवासी, मेरा नाम प्रेम चंद्रा है। देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC 2 को मेरा सलाम।
नैनी में देश की धड़कन रेडियो FBC 2।
रेडियो FBC 2 में देश की धड़कन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
रेडियो FBC 2 is number 1 in Singatoka।
नैनी में मेरा धड़कन है रेडियो FBC 2।
हम ननुपुर की रहता है।
और हम रेडियो फीजी 2 हरदम सुनता है।
हमें रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनो बहुत अच्छा लगे। आप भी रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनो।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।